Oh yeah, we're live. We're in there. Ooh. Let me see. 4K ultra high def phone. What does that mean?
That means the AI is doing stuff.
Oh, the AI is doing stuff. I even blink slower. What's the AK? What's the AK? Give me a share.
That saturation is kind of wild.
It is, but I'm digging it. And then you got the 10T4. Instagram always has like really awesome. Come on in. I got something to tell y'all. You're never gonna believe this. The lighting effects are weird.
Yeah.
They don't really do
It
much.
can also be horizontal if you wanted to.
I kind of like the horizontal. Let's try that. No, I don't. Now we're gonna keep this. Now we should do horizontal. No. We're gonna keep it the way it is. Come on in. You guys might have heard that we're doing a live stream today on some secrets, because we got secrets to share. I'm just playing around with these filters, finding the best one that I want to use for the final outcome before we jump into this. Because there's a lot that you guys aren't being told, and I'm here to spill the beans. Some people might call it, dry snitching, but hey, somebody got to tell. I'm joking. All right, so we're looking pretty nice. All right. Welcome in. As you can see, we're out and about in the community as usual. This is my favorite setting. I don't choose or prefer any other setting than being out in the community when discussing topics like this. If you can, use that clap and react if you can hear me very well. Oh, look, Don is joining in. All right, but yeah, definitely give a round of applause if you can already hear me very well. All right, I don't know how to pronounce that. We got Mr. Awesome XD. We got again. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't mind, but I'm saying what's up. All right, can you sell the secrets of the arts today? Man, I got you. What topics? Okay, you know what? I've waited long enough. Other people can come in. We're gonna repost this, so why not jump in? So welcome. This is a slight, brief and view into a new series that we're dropping. It's called What They Don't Tell Us. Because there's a lot that you're not being told as artists. There's a lot that you don't know out there, and I'm here to spill those secrets. I'm here working with the team. It's Gabriel Vaz. Oh, how you doing? What's up, Gabriel? How you doing, bro? So the topic is we're looking at the secrets that they don't tell you in the artist world. Secrets that you don't know if you're running like nonprofits. Secrets that you don't know if you're a creative and you're looking for opportunities for yourself out there, but you just haven't found the right links or outlets that help you fully get your art where you want it to be, or you don't feel like you're fully there as an artist. And these are the secrets that we're sharing with this series that we're going to be jumping into. Because have you ever wondered as an artist if there's stuff that you're not being told? And have you ever worked as an artist and then found out later there was a plethora of information that you could have gathered, but you just didn't have the right ability to get to it? You didn't have the right search words. You didn't type the thing into Google enough, or you just didn't meet the right person to tell you that what you were doing was something that was a professional paid gig. You had no access to knowing that. So that's kind of like what the series is. It's demystifying topics every single week on different areas of the art world and giving it to you for free 99. We're just uploading it. We're talking to you. And if you have other topics that you want us to investigate, then that's what we're going to do. All of this is being re-uploaded to our platforms. It's going to stay on Instagram. It's going to go on our YouTube. It's going to be emailed out to everyone. These are the topics that we like to explore. Oh, so not tonight? Well, tonight we are getting into some of it, and we do have some things to announce. So definitely stay tuned. But we do have some topics, and I can tell you what topics we're definitely going to jump into, so you know what you're getting fed. So
there's a Q&A section. So if there's anything that you particularly want to ask about, then there's a section for that to happen tonight.
All right, and that's Isaiah. All right, so let me tell you about some of the topics that we're going to be going over. So I applied for an illustration position. I'm hoping that I get selected. Oh, dude, that's awesome. We can talk more on that, because we'll also be going over, like, the first one is exposure. That's one of the topics that we're going to be talking about, is exposure doesn't pay rent. And that one is talking about, like, your value as an artist. And basically, like, when you put yourself out there, you're going to find that you're put in a lot of positions where you're expected to work for free, and you'll have to set boundaries early to value your own time and your own life and your creativity. Then the next thing that we're going to be touching on after that is the business of being creative. So what it's like as an artist, setting up contracts, pricing your work, structures for all of that, because some people, they don't really know what goes into pricing their artwork, what goes into setting up contracts if they're doing gigs out there, how much they should charge for, what is the value on certain things, taxes, like if you have to do taxes on large pieces of work if you're selling items. Most people are afraid of that, so we'll be demystifying all that, giving you the information that you might not know. That's one of the ones that we will be doing. And then another good one for all of my people that love social media, shout out to you guys listening right now. The algorithm isn't your enemy. How to get your art seen, how to be seen by the algorithm, how to get eyeballs on your work, get eyeballs on what you're posting, that consistency. What are the secrets to those engagement hacks that people talk about? Are there such thing as engagement hacks? I'm putting air quotes up because you'll have to find out. And I'm not dropping all those secrets just yet, because these are a lot of topics that we're going to be going over on a probably 30-minute basis. All these live streams are going to be 30 minutes of us just diving deep into these topics, answering your questions, letting you know what we found out and how you can get more access to this information that we are finding as we build our library to give to you, the artists. Right. One of my friends recommended Patreon. It's one way that allows me to connect with users and sell products like artworks. Yeah, Patreon is a really good one. That is a great service for people who need to connect with their audience and who are slowly building the audience. And if you're really good at communication, but you still have to find an outlet that you kind of funnel everyone into the Patreon through. So that's always like the key factor, whether or not you're doing that through like a Discord or you're doing that through like an Instagram or a Facebook group. However, you're reaching your audience and you're pushing them to a platform to where you can directly talk to them and tell them what your value is and what you're selling, basically, or what they can be a part of. Because we all know with Patreon, you're basically subscribing to an artist to join their community. All right. And then we'll also be joining into grants. I don't know if any of you out there are curious about grants, but grants aren't just for institutions. You don't just get a grant just because you're a business or you're a nonprofit. You can also get grants as individuals. And our grant writer, he'll be coming on here. He'll be talking about some of the possibilities that you get as an individual artist to win some of these grants. That is one of the best ways, but there's a lot of things to know beforehand about how to sell and how to make money as a business and a freelance artist. Yes, indeed. And that's Adonis. He's actually going to be leading some of these live streams and talking about all the different ways you as a creative can get yourself out there and how you can profit from being who you are. And Adonis firsthand has received some of those opportunities, so hopefully he can pass those on to you as to what you can do to make your life more of a profitable artist life. So with the grants, we'll also tell you how you can find them, some of the resources that we use, how to go over writing proposals and building funding strategies, because it's not easy running arts organizations. It's not easy running arts businesses. It's not easy being an artist yourself. So it's like, how do you find that funding? Like most artists, they want to be an in-residence artist, and some of them are lucky to find that 1 in a million chance to be a residence artist. Check into a live stream I'll be doing soon. Yes, I got to check in with Adonis. Oh man, bro, you can jump in if you want to talk about some of them anytime.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. I just don't want to feel like I'm taking it over too much. But all of these are opportunities that we want to pass on to you, the viewer, and give you access to. And we also have like other platforms that we'll be talking about that offer even more amenities that can enrich your life as an artist and make it easier for you to excel and get where you want to be. And then Adonis, one of the ones that you will be doing is Gatekeepers and Ghosts. That's a very fun live stream. It talks about like how to find you and like your talent and building off your network, and how to build like authentic relationships, because most people think, oh, I'm just gonna post and I'm gonna receive a lot of love, like the hearts I'm getting right now and the hundreds I'm getting right now. That's just how it's gonna work. I'm just gonna put myself out there and immediately everybody's gonna find it. But then they get upset. They're like, I got this awesome work and I'm doing the best work that you've ever seen. Writing, drawing, all of these fantastic things. But the guy that just drew a doodle has 1 million views and all he does is doodle. Why does he have 1 million views and I do everything in color? I got the lighting, I got everything, I got all this stuff in motion. Why am I not receiving this attention? So really jumping into those relationships and navigating gatekeeping of what is perceived gatekeeping, which might be a myth in itself, but there is gatekeeping to a degree in some industries, but most of the time you'll find that it's your approach and how you create your own platforms, because you don't have to feel like you're being guided by a platform that controls your art and what you're putting out there. I know that we're all putting content on these platforms, and it seems like, okay, now that we put our content on these platforms, it controls us. Like, even when it comes to music, most artists feel like, okay, I've given my music to this label, I've given my music to DistroKid, and now it's on all these things. But essentially, DistroKid will always decide if my music is taken down or if it stays up. So that control and being aware of, like, where do you fit in terms of your artist journey and how you can control your own platform and your own audience, building yourself up to be that creative person, but also having that business aspect to control your assets. All right. And then another good one that we'll be touching on is creative burnout is not a badge. Doing sustainable creative routines. Most people, they feel like, oh man, I'm an artist, I gotta go as hard as Kishimoto. I mean, if you know who Kishimoto is, or Fujimoto, if you know Toriyama, I'm talking about big manga artists. And if you know anything about manga artists, they are the hardest working artists ever. They draw 18 pages a week. A week in seven days. How many figures I have? 7 days. I didn't say I was a mathematician. Anyway, 7 days. It takes them 7 days to create 18 pieces of the most masterful work that you'll ever see. And they have to turn it into an editor and get that manga chapter out to you. And most people think they have to go just as hard as that. They have to drop these webtoon type style artists. Like, it's not that deep. And most of these people, they have help. They have assistants. They have all these other aspects to them that make them capable of doing such a thing. Because, come on, we're not production companies. We're not working on animation. You don't have to drop dead to make your art. You don't have to go sleepless to make your art. You don't have to spend a bunch of nights doing 4 hours, 3 hours to make your art. You are a human being and you will get burnt out, and it's not sustainable. What you'll really find is you try to take this big plate of a project, and I'm going to eat all this project. First couple bites, you're done. You're pushing the plate away. You ate too much. You filled up on air mostly. I'm not going to lie. That's what most people do. They fill up on air of the idea of doing this large project, and they burn themselves out before they even get down to working on stuff. That's where I find most artists get into their ways of being stuck, and most of them have burnout. So we'll go over that and ways to pivot as an artist and evolve and survive those routines, because burnout is not a badge. And that leads us into another one of our things, which is the power of the pivot, because the pivot is power. Changing direction does not mean failure. Oh snap, we got Tom Paint in here. What's up, Tom? The best way for me to become a character designer is to practice drawing more and make figure drawings. Yeah, practice what you want to be. Always wear the suit. If you're going to be that type of artist, you got to do it every single day. That's one of the other keys to this. The pivot is power, or the power of the pivot is a live stream Isaiah is going to be doing over here. Changing direction means you can talk about it if you want to do a little brief. Don't give him like too much.
I'm not going to give him too much.
Okay.
All right. Hello, everyone. So the pivot is power is really just about the misconception that we kind of grow up with. The misconception that we're meant to go down this certain path, this certain road, and it's like a formula, right? You go to school, you get a job, you go to the internship. You go to school, you get the internship, you go to the job. Sort of that one-to-one sort of road or pathway that is breaking down as we see it. And so pivoting right now and being adaptable, that's really what's most important, and that's really what is most valuable right now. It's the misconception that you as an artist are going to have a sort of one-track way of mind about, how you're going to achieve success. Look at the interviews of the artists, and they a lot of times successful artists, they don't even know how they were going to blow up. It's how they never expected it. It's like, they meet someone and it's not overnight, but in another way it is. It's like you're consistent for a long period of time, and you never know when you're about to have your next break, and then all of a sudden it's just like the right person gets their eyes on it and you're there. That's all it really takes. And so that's the sort of facade of an overnight success. And the pivoting is something that allows you to jump from creative aspect to creative aspect without thinking that they're unrelated, and then being able to bridge skills that you learn from one to another. And so it really is all about the skills that you learn being transferable. That's why the pivot ultimately is power, because that is ultimately just talking about the power of transferable skills. So that will be episode 8, actually. So I'll be on the 8th week of these live streams. So definitely stay tuned for that one, because it's going to teach you how to become adaptable and how to do that yourself, and how to practice techniques to switch gears quickly and go without wasting time.
So look forward to that one, because it's necessary. And more times often than not, your plan is not going to be the plan that you start off with, and that is totally fine. Because when you make mistakes, you find greatness. And that is one of the most beautiful parts of art, because any artist will tell you that paints, there's no such thing as mistakes. Just to give a brief as to why we're doing it, those are like some of the brief topics that we are going to be going into, just to start out with. Of course, there will be many more. You'll be adding on to it. We'll be asking you questions as the audience. We'll be looking for more ways in which we can give back. Because one of the biggest things that we found, even when we had a physical space and running a physical space, we always kept asking ourselves, what is the best way in which we can help our community? How can we grow our community more? How can we help the artists in our community? How can we help the people back home? As all of you know, recently the NEA, National Endowment for the Arts, they had some of their budgets being cut, and that affected a lot of things at the federal level, but it affected things at the state level. A lot of nonprofits are suffering. A lot of arts worlds are suffering. People don't have access to the arts like they used to. That's gone. You won't get all of those amenities that you used to under the current administration. So, we've been running a recent campaign called Culture Can't Be Cut, and we've been selling t-shirts for it to help build support and fundraise for the arts in our community. If you go to our website, you can check that out, but that is another piece to what we're building here with this live stream. Is we want to give information. That's another most powerful thing that you can give in the age of information or misinformation, is actually giving truthful ways in which people can benefit. I don't want to keep these things to myself. I find these things out, I'm appalled. I'm like, how did I not know about this before? If this would have made my younger years as an artist so much easier, I would have did so many different things. I would have made so many different decisions. That's just like one of the key things. But if you are also an artist out there, or an arts organization, or people who love the arts and you want to support, we are running a Culture Can't Be Cut campaign in which you can get a t-shirt from one of us. I'm just going to show you the website right here. It's on Custom Ink. You can find it on our website. If you go to the Culture Can't Be Cut section, we have it also on our front page. You get a t-shirt for $30. That $30 goes into our fundraiser, and it helps a struggling arts organization and struggling artists out there. But just to get back into the main points of this conversation, we want to know what the audience wants. We want to ask questions, see what questions you have, what topics you want to explore. What are some interesting things that you want to see during these live streams? So we'll always have a Q&A topic after we do the deep dive of the main meats and bones of secrets and things. And we'll investigate. You give us topics, we're going to look. We're going to try to find out what you need. And most of it we probably already have. We just didn't probably know it was something that you needed. And that's something you got to let us know, but we're not going to know to answer the questions until we receive them. So that's one of the points of having these moments to talk about these topics, but then opening the floor up to allow you to ask questions and to have us research, investigate different subjects in the world of art that you might not know. I know one of the biggest things that artists, they all want to get paid. I know all artists want to get paid. All artists want to be seen. So those are the main things that we decided to touch on first. But if there are any questions as to what you want to see, now's the time. You drop them in the chat and you comment on them. You send us some emails back after you see this, because we'll probably take this down and we'll send this out to everybody, let them know that we're doing this. And they have this opportunity to ask us questions, because we've gathered a lot. We've been up to places in New York, talked to a lot of big nonprofit leaders, and had people video call us from parts of like San Francisco. Adonis had the opportunity to set up something with us from one of the artists that created his own software, which you can get access to through us as well. We have those connections, and there's a plethora of things that we've gathered and we've begun to know just from being in the arts in our area, and why not share that? All right. I'm familiar with the concept of what people want. I heard that phrase when I've been hearing that movie studios not giving people content based on what they want, if you know what I mean. Yes. So it's kind of like how studios are just pumping out what they think people want, but they're not really talking to the audience to see what the audience will actually go out and see. I kind of get that. So that's the key aspect. So like, for instance, Gabriel, if you had topics that you want us to explore, you just say, hey, explore this. I'm really interested in this. And we'll be like, okay, we got it. Because that's us listening and really seeing like what our audience wants us to talk about and to research. We're not going to just say, hey, we're just going to explore this. Hey, Sumi's art, that's Fatima. I always have to remember because it's like it's Fatima. And then we got concierge, Kevin. I know that, man. But yeah, we're going to be answering questions and giving you all the details from what we find. And if you know stuff, send it our way and we'll dive deeper. Like, hey, did you guys know this? I want to share it. Maybe you might know something that artists on our platform need to know, and we'll send it out. We'll let people know about it. That's the whole point. The whole point is to share knowledge and to give this opportunity, because it's not an opportunity that was granted to us, but that doesn't mean I'm going to hold it back, because I don't see a lot of people with it. I don't see a lot of artists with it. And right now it's like, now more than ever, artists have to stick together because the arts are suffering. And if we don't stand for it, then, things get stripped away and it goes back to a bridge we got to build, a building, a foundation we have to explore building, finding the right foundation to put in the ground, to build the right blocks and all this other stuff. It's like, why do that when we can keep what we have and stay strong with it together? All right. And then we also have other opportunities for artists that are joining our community. We do have an artist membership in which we're allowing like certain discounts with partners that we are finding. We're trying to get even more for softwares that we know our artists like to use in the digital space, finding opportunities for artists that want to travel abroad, getting access to certain talent agencies, all of that, and then building our resource library. So if you're not aware about our artist membership, it is starting off at $4.99. We've just got it. It's starting off at $49.99 a month. You can do $4.99 a year, unless you just want to do $4.99 a month. $49.99
a year.
Am I saying it weird? It's $4.99 a month. That's basically what I'm saying. And there's a bunch of opportunities. You can actually go to our website at openspacearts.com. I'll show you real quick just where to find it, because it's super simple and you get all this access to all these great things if you just go to our membership and artist membership. And it's really about empowering you as an artist, getting you more creative access, allowing you to get early exhibition access once we are doing more gallery pop-up events, which we do have some planned out for next year, and discounted admissions to like workshops, panels, anything that we're doing in the community. If we're doing like shows, cabarets, performances, you have that, or anything else that might be. Look out for culinary. You guys are gonna be blown away once we get into that. But you're gonna find some really cool stuff that we're doing, just like how we did the fashion show. There's all sorts of new things that we're trying to get into, and we want to always keep giving back to our community for. There's a little question mark. What's that? Oh, I didn't even know you could pitch it like that. Gabriel said, I'm in the process of pitching my own comic book series, and I feel like I need feedback on giving my protagonist a good name. What are some good recommendations for coming up with names for characters? See, I think that's another important aspect to all of this, because I didn't even think about, like, hey, maybe we just do a creative brainstorming type of stream where we just live stream and we just talk about, hey, what are some of the ideas that you're struggling with and you just want feedback on? Being creators ourselves, offering that shoulder. But this is really just about you as the artist. That's what we want to home in on and make sure that that's fully understood. We're out there, we're in the community, we're still raising funds, we're still trying to get artists involved in everything that we're doing. We're still trying to get the community involved in supporting the arts in our community in Prince William County. Recently, we got a partnership with people over at Law Day, and we're going to be at the courthouse fair this Saturday. If you want to come out, we're going to be doing some events or activities where you can paint, bring the kids. We'll be painting pumpkins. We're going to be doing some stained glass. What else? Some small canvases. You know, we like to paint. It's just like open art Sundays. We're just going to be out there doing that. Even if you want to volunteer and you want to help out with coming to an event, helping people paint, and just giving back to your community. We'll be out there selling t-shirts, memberships. We have some wristbands for the Culture Can't Be Cut campaign. You can get one of these. It's a donation that helps fund the arts just as well. Because everything that you get back, we're also going to get back into our community. We don't need to keep none of that. That's the whole point of our nonprofit. Helping education, anything that you think that is worthwhile, that's what we're out in the streets doing. We don't sleep for that reason. I'm kind of tired right now. I kind of want to take a nap, but I'm really excited to talk to people I haven't been able to talk to, and it's like, this is the best way to communicate with you all, because we don't have that in-person, face-to-face, but that is an in-person event that we will be doing. So if you're free Saturday in Manassas, we'll be at the courthouse, and you can come out and come chill with us, even if you just want to catch up because you haven't seen us in a while. All right. So if you do have any questions about what this live stream is going to be about, go ahead and ask them. We're going to be closing out soon, but hey, what we want to let you know is this is all powered by the community, and everything that we do, it's directly because of the people that support us, which is some of you. You give us information. You come to some of our events as volunteers. You actually give back monetarily. All of this keeps us going. It keeps us focused because we know there's people out there that care just as much as we do. And starting out, it was kind of like, I'm just finding artists who in the community who just like to make dope stuff. And I didn't really care about all of these aspects, but it's a fight always to advocate for the arts. It's a fight to run a foundation that is going to support people in the local community that you want to see continue. Because if you don't continue it, you quickly find that these things, they just get left. They wither. So keeping these things around and keeping this access around is all what we're about. And if you want to give a donation and you're like, hey, I'm not really interested in the t-shirt, I'm not really interested in coming out, but I do like what you guys are saying, and you young fellas have been doing stuff, and I've been seeing it on your timeline, let me give a donation. You go ahead, go to our website, you can give a donation. You can say it's in support of Culture Can't Be Cut if that's what you want to give it to, or you can say, hey, it's just a general donation because I like what you guys are doing. We do have monthly giving for that reason. And there's Casey. So if you have questions, now's the time to ask. But other than that, I'll give it some time. But I'm going to be shutting up for a bit and just closing out with this. I want you to remember, being an artist is also, it's being a business. It's being a creative. It's being a worldwide learner. It's being basically everything that you can possibly think of in humanity, because art is culture. And there's not a single aspect of it that gets missed in terms of being an artist. So as an artist, you take on the role of being all professions on the planet. When you choose to share, you choose to enlighten someone, because knowledge can all be in a book, but there's a different way that knowledge touches you when you see it in a creative way. There's a different way that you look at the planet when you understand it in a different lens. And most people think when you teach them art, you're teaching them how to draw, or you're teaching them how to paint. But really what you're teaching people how to do is you're teaching them how to see. And I want you all to see yourselves as artists who make a profound impact. And that's what all this is about. So I'm hoping to see you every single week at What They Don't Tell Us. And I'm hoping to share some secrets with you. And I'm hoping this empowers someone out there who didn't get the message that I wish I got when I was younger, creating art and looking for opportunities for myself. So that's what this is all about. But if you have any questions, now's the time to drop them in the chat. And Isaiah, if you do want to say anything, you can, because I have taken up the whole stream. If you did have more that you wanted to say to them.
I'll wait for the questions.
You're gonna wait for the questions?
Yeah, I'll wait for questions.
Okay, I do have one question in here from Gabriel. Since you mentioned that there are some aspects that I would need to know about Patreon beforehand, what exactly would I need to know? We can do a whole entire workshop on what you set up for Patreon and all the aspects of what goes into running a Patreon in terms of what you give your audience, how you set goalposts, what you set as transactions, because some people, they don't make a Patreon to do financial transactions. Some people are like, yeah, I made a Patreon. I don't want no money from them. I just want them to see my stuff and I just want to talk to them. And that's a cool way too. But you have to understand, what are you making your Patreon for? Is it for finances, for financial gain? Is it to share more with your followers? Is it just to have that intimate space with your followers? Or are you doing workshops and classes on different stuff that you want to share? And I know most people, when they're doing comic books, it's mostly in world building. You're trying to talk to the fans of the comic book. And then most of the stuff that you're building up to in terms of what you're selling on there, they're milestones. They're not really oh, I'm going to put these plushies up there to sell them. It's no, what you're doing is you're going to say, hey guys, I need to make this much so I can make these plushies. And if you guys want some because I want to make them, then you give them out. But you have to understand what are you doing on that Patreon first is the first key to it. And then from there, it's just setting everything else up and setting up your tiers. I'm also going to talk to my career counselor about using Patreon. Honestly, I want to continue networking with people online. And yes, I do want to get a financial gain. All right, so knowing that, that's perfect. So that just means setting up your tiers in the most proper way in order to... What?
So let me say something. So Gabriel, even before getting to that point, you're going to really want to tune into all these live streams because it's easy to kind of say, yeah, we want to get paid. Everyone wants to get paid, of course. But before even that, looking at your brand and your business, right? Attaching that to each other and thinking from the standpoint of every part and piece is something that is a challenge for a lot of artists, especially being one person. It's hard for one person to think on all these different lines of ways about and strategically about taxes, for example. That's something that is a part of the consideration when it goes into how you want to structure your Patreon. And then on top of that, how are you setting up your actual business? So those are the types of things that we're going to be able to cover in these different live streams and to be able to kind of help you through the whole process. It would be premature to give you just an idea of how you might want to set up a Patreon based off of what you're just saying, if all those other parts have not been sort of solidified yet. And so that is kind of what this is meant to be. It's supposed to be, starting from the beginning foundationally, and then past that point, monetization becomes something that you're secure in after everything else is in place and structured. Because you don't want to be going back after the fact, after you start making money and figuring out the fact that, oh shoot, I'm in trouble with the IRS. That's it. That's it for you at that point. So that type of thing, those type of technical kind of things that you can run into, that's what is most important before even getting to that point.
Yeah, and then it's also giving you the foundation for even getting to the Patreon, because you don't have to start a Patreon. You have to start from a fan base.
Yeah, branding and marketing. So the whole business, everything. Yeah,
that's this guy. That's branding and marketing. But all of those aspects, they matter, because if you don't have the foundation for cultivating your audience, you don't get to that Patreon level. If you don't have enough views on this comic book to where it even makes sense to do a Patreon, you're not going to get to that point. So this gives you all of that beforehand, before jumping into setting all of that up, tiers and seeing if you have a value that people are willing to pay for. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes. We can ask some more questions, but then after that, we got to close out. I got to set up for this event for Saturday. It just is what it is. If you want to come out Saturday, we're going to be at the courthouse in Manassas. You can catch me there if you have more questions too.
So, just for anyone who is just joining, very, very, very brief, bare bones rundown of what this live stream even was about. It's just, we're letting you guys know that we're basically hosting weekly live streams, and we're in a community center right now. So we're hosting weekly live streams from this point on, going over all the aspects of just the information that we find, because we're always digging up new things, and we want to be able to offer some of this information just for free to you guys, to be able to help you guys out, and to be able to have that interactive element where you guys can come in and ask questions about the topic. So can you just go back to the topics again real quick?
Oh, sure. I got you.
So just so everyone who just joined recently knows, this is basically a live stream series titled What They Don't Tell Us. Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
And it's an 8-episode series as of right now, and then based on what we get feedback wise, we might be doing more if someone recommends a different topic that you want us to dive deeper into and come back with information on. But episode 1, meaning next week, is exposure doesn't pay rent, and that is everything about monetization and foundations of your business, everything like that. The second episode, which will be in 2 weeks, is the business of being creative, which I'll be diving into myself, and that is even more going into the foundations that I was talking about, Gabriel. And then episode 3 will be the algorithms aren't your enemy. So that will be all about marketing and branding and the publicization of your business. Episode 4 will be grants aren't just for institutions. So diving into how grants work for you as an individual artist, because they're not just for institutions. And that's a great way to get your work out there. And a lot of artists who ended up getting their big break did it off of a grant. That's basically your.
Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that. Most of these people got a loan or they got some money.
Look it up. I mean, all these artists,
they just think they pop.
They just don't. Yeah, they don't. When you guys see the success stories, they don't call it a grant, but really what's happening is when they say someone funded, that's a grant. So teaching you guys how to get those. And episode 6 will be all about gatekeepers and ghosts. And that's basically just all about networking and building relationships, because that's number one. Yeah, Gabriel, just keep an eye out. You're on our email list and everything like that. So
every Wednesday 7:30.
There you go. You made it simpler.
Every Wednesday at 7:30, you're gonna find us right here. I mean, not right here in this community, but you will find
somewhere.
Us on this live stream, giving you information and letting you know what we know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fun.
Episode 7 will be about creative burnout is not a badge. So basically, destroying the misconceptions about how we think that if we're burning out that we're doing too much. Tips and techniques on how to not burn out, because it's you ultimately lose when you do that and you go weeks without creating. You don't want to get to that point. So you want to be able to have a high output without having that happen, because if it becomes your business, you can't you can't rely on how you feel like when you feel like doing something. It has to really come from within.
Yeah.
It really does. Hey Sylvia, the business of entertainment art. Exactly. And I actually just took that NYU course and I just finished it. Business of entertainment. So yeah. Great start. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. And then episode 8 will just be Pivot is Power, and that's again one of them for me. And that's just teaching and again breaking down the misconception that if you step outside the bounds of where you think you should be or what you think you should be doing, or listening to other people telling you, no, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be focused on this. Not so much. That's not always the case. Sometimes it is, but ultimately, your journey is your own, and there's nobody who can predict your path, and you probably can't even predict your path. anyone who succeed is achieve success has been unable to predict the exact path and the way that's going to happen. So the reality is that we're all kind of blown in the wind, and so being adaptable and being able to react very quickly to changing conditions, and when you get that opportunity, going with it and being prepared to step in and deliver, that is what that's basically all about.
He said, I just bought my
t-shirt. There we go, Silvio. We love to hear that.
Thank you.
Put some claps in the chat for Silvio.
Directly supporting the arts.
Absolutely.
Again, you can buy that t-shirt from our campaign. It's on our website, and it goes into fundraising for the arts because of the NEA cuts and what's going on. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Silvio. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you all for being in the
You're not
chat.
a pre-artist, Gabriel. You're an artist.
No, Gabriel, you are a phenomenal artist. You can't call yourself a pre-artist. I've seen your work. You are a phenomenal artist. But like I said, that's all we have time for. I have to set up for this event on Saturday. We're going to be at the courthouse in Manassas. They're doing a fair out there. It's their first one that they've ever done, and they reached out to us because they wanted some activities of like actual paint and activities. No, Donis, bro, leave us alone, bro. You always don't want. He's trying to view a request, bro. Why?
No, it's not happening.
All right, so we're gonna be at the courthouse.
9311. Gian.
That's
What's
crazy,
up, man?
Gian popped in.
Yeah, he did.
But we're gonna be at the courthouse from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Out there all Saturday, just making art, drawing on pumpkins and canvases and working with clay and all this other fun stuff. So definitely come out if you're in the area and you want to come down to Manassas and see us. I know that I'm sharing this during this timing. Yeah, I'm still an artist. Just dealing with looking for internships, of course. Okay. Always finding opportunities. Make sure to donate. Always make sure to donate. Please make sure to donate. Adonis, do you really want us, bro? I just said we have to go set up for this.
No,
don't. Bro, you have your own segment. Buy a shirt. And you just want to tell them to buy a shirt and to donate. That's probably what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Just let him. Just let him.
No, it's cooked.
It's cooked. Nah, I want to see
He
what he
said
does. I want to see what he does. We're gonna.
That's not.
Did I not do it? Did I not?
I don't.
Am I showing my age on Instagram?
I think it's. I don't think it's working.
Oh, there he goes.
Hello, wonderful peoples. Hello.
What's
All right.
up, Adonis?
So
Get that
I
cigar
just wanted
shop.
to jump in one quick second just to let everybody know that I will be having my own segment. When exactly? I don't know yet.
Bro,
But yeah,
he
but
just
it will
gave
be
the
soon.
briefing on all of the segments of when. Get on. Get on.
But hey, just
Yo,
make
kick.
sure just show up for the event that's on Saturday. It's gonna be a phenomenal event. We're gonna have all sorts of activities and stuff for you to
Oh
do.
yes.
Make sure you buy a T-shirt because not only did I
Where?
myself design it, everybody else on the team has done a wonderful job making sure that all the advertisements and everything has been set up well. So make sure that you do your best to buy a T-shirt. Let everybody know that this is going on and that culture can't be cut. That's all I'm gonna say. I am out.
Nice. Nice, Silvio. Definitely, come out. Gian, we're at Lorton Community Center. So we're in Fairfax right now. We're at a community center in Fairfax.
All right. And if you want to donate, you just go to our website. It's in the links in the bio. There's all different ways of how to donate. You can buy a bracelet. You can buy a T-shirt for the campaign. You can also just give if you just want to donate some funds, and that's how you want to support or sign up for our monthly donations or our artist membership. It all goes back into supporting the arts and what we provide to you, the artists. And we're going to be Saturday. We're going out to the courthouse. I'm going to go with my paintings on Saturday if I finish what I have to do.
Definitely come. Come out, Silvio.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you, bro. And I'm excited to paint with you if we get the chance to paint again. So you know how that goes. But we're going to be having fun, passing out candy, helping children paint, helping adults paint, people that never painted before get into arts, and then, preaching the campaign and finding more supporters out there. But like I said, I got to go set up. I love talking to y'all, but I know I have to cut myself off. This is going to go up on YouTube. It's going to be sent out to other viewers and stuff like that. But thank you all for joining in and learning about what we're going to be doing with this series. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Talking
about Herb.
Thank you, Gian. All right, everyone.
I will buy a shirt. Awesome. Thank you, Gian. We'll send you the link. We really appreciate it. We're still pushing this campaign heavy.
Absolutely.
Really nice hearing from you guys, man. Nice hearing from you too, Gabriel. Definitely pop up if you want to come see us in person.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, Don, you got to get back to work, bro. Do you ever work?
Dude.
I don't ever. I mean, I work in the arts, but that's all I do.
All
But
right,
make sure
peace
y'all
out.
buy a T-shirt. That's the important part.
Yes, indeed. All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Peace
Thank
out.
y'all.
Thank you, artists. Thank you, wonderful artists.